What is going on, everybody? This is Dat Fancy here, and Achu Evolution is the deck we're going into today. Look at this sucker. So in the last episode, I said that I was going to make a deck showcasing this card, and this is it. So this is Sneezing Zombie. It's a party zombie, so no real synergy there. It's a 2 attack, 4 health, 4 cost card. So its stats aren't that amazing, right? But its effect says plants, and the plant hero can't be healed. So this is like the bonus track Buckethead, but it's conforming to our meta, right? Because healing used to be one of the biggest things ever, and yeah, and now it says when you play it, all plants get -1/-1. So not only is this a control card against any solar hero, really, right? Because most solar heroes play Power Flower, I think, you know. But also, it's a form of field clear because when you play it, all plants get -1/-1, which makes it good against mushrooms. It makes it good against anything, really. Anything that's swarmy, you just get to do mass amounts of field clear. And so we've just kind of stuck it in this deck. We are not running that many crazy cards, huh? We got 1, 2, 3. We got a few crazy cards. But yeah, this is the deck. We got rid of, what did we get rid of to fit this guy in? We got rid of our chickenings because this has the -1/-1 trait, and I also added my 4th gizzard lizard that I got in packs, and I got rid of the this guy. Got rid of this guy. This is a plant gets -2/-2, and all other copies of the plant also get -2/-2. I think it's fine that we have gizzard lizard, and if we have the stuff to go into gizzard lizard, I think it's better to do that. So let's go right into the gameplay, guys. Let's see if we can win some games, if we can control some swarmy plant heroes. Let's get into it, man. And for the first match, we're up against Mojo Brain, yeah. So this is a green shadow. Let's get rid of our crazy late games. Get rid of one of these. Okay, we got a trick. That's good. It's really important to start with a 1 cost, I think, in this deck, just in case. You know, click P or anything like that. We really need to take care of. We want to play. You know, we're playing this like a control deck, so we don't want to get ahead or anything like that. Yeah. This is fun. Boop. So yeah, I think Haunting Zombie is a pretty good card now. Gives you Haunting Ghost, which is amphibious and gives -1/-1. He's gonna bounce it. All right. It's a fair play. Mm-hmm. Alright, so once again, this is the play. We want to be able to plumber and evaporate, I think, as much as we can. He's gonna do that, yeah. So this is the time, I believe. There's no crazy plays here, right? Yeah, let's do this. I mean, there's a thing that I could have, yeah. This is the best play, I think. We get to draw the card, and he's at a total of 5 cards in his hand, and we're at a total of 7 in ours, so we're a little bit up. There's a first Sneezing Zombie. Really interesting. Let's go for this. We haven't seen a power out of him, huh? Oh no, he did blow, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. And Moonbeam. Okay, let's do this. So Sneezing Zombie takes out the Magic Beanstalk. Ooh. Ooh, I can't do that though. Let's do something like this. And then we're gonna do this there, maybe? I don't know. Was that the right play? Was Sneezing Zombie just better there? You know, there's a thing. Oh, he's gonna do that. That's a pretty good play. There's a thing about Sneezing Zombie that makes it a little bit worse. You know, you're definitely not guaranteed to go up against a solar hero, and you know, that makes it so its first effect might not be the best. And it's kind of like bonus track Buckethead, where like if you didn't go up against Mega Grow, you know, you were just kind of messed up. Because no other class can heal, like the Solar class can, and no other class can do bonus attacks like the Mega Grow class can. I don't think. Is there any cards that have like double strike from any other classes? I don't think so. Is there? Double strike in any other classes? I'm not sure. I wanted to talk about some things, I guess. I kind of want to talk about my childhood, I guess, a little bit. You know, I'm 17, so I'm basically still just a baby. You know, I got a lot to learn about life and stuff. But like, I feel like when I was a child, I was kind of like ignored a lot, and that might sound kind of like, you know, complaining about my life or whatever, which is kind of weird. We're just gonna do this, I think. Yeah. But I truly feel like that, because my dad, growing up, my dad would like, we wouldn't do anything, right? Like I've said before, my parents were super introverted, and that really led to me being an indoors guy. You know, my dad, he would I remember him in one image, right? I remember him not being there a lot of the time because he was just working, you know. He's a truck driver. He still is a truck driver, you know. And it was like, and when he was there, I just remember him sitting in the same spot at the couch, which is with his laptop out and the TV on. And he would just watch TV, and he wouldn't really pay attention to us. And I felt like, you know, that was most of my childhood or whatever, you know. And you know, my mom, I think my mom did her best, you know, raising us. She made us dinners, and, she took us, you know, I remember going to Disneyland a lot from her, so that was a big deal. But, you know, me and my brothers and her would go to Disneyland, and my dad wasn't there, which is definitely weird, I think. And so, yeah, but I remember, I used to go to my grandparents' house, and we just lost this game. Dang it, man. But he had like a 1 in 3 chance of getting super, and he got it. I used to go to my grandparents' house, and they were like super caring. Like they just, anything I did, they would be responsive to, you know? Like even when I messed up at my mom and dad's house, I felt like I wasn't punished. Oh, okay, I remember. They used to send me in the corner. Like, that's how they punished me. They just, you know, go to the corner, right? And I feel like you don't learn anything there. You just, you know, you get to be bored, and I guess I don't know, I guess that can be a punishment. But it was like the punishment and the rewards, they weren't, like, including, you know? Like, I never got, like, I never felt like I was included in the family, almost. You know what I mean? Like, kind of hard to describe, but my grandparents, they loved me, you know what I mean? I really felt like I was loved by my grandparents, that my parents didn't really do. I mean, I feel bad saying that, and maybe that's just, you know, I don't know, but yeah. So like when I was at my grandparents' house, I remember I used to tell my grandma stories. I was just like, you know, we would be in like the back of her car, and I would just be like, you know, making up stories for her, and she was so like astonished. She was like, oh my gosh, you know, like, you know, it was stupid stories when I was like, you know, 7 and 6 years old and stuff like that. So it's not like something, you know, it's not like I was like, you know, repeating novels that I spoke from my head or anything, but it was, you know, it was amazing for her to just feel that kind of, you know, to feel something when I was, and to listen to me. You know, I felt like I wasn't even listened to when I was a kid or whatever, you know, and it was like, I don't know. And my grandparents, they bought me, you know, art supplies, and they let me do like chores for money and stuff like that. And it was like I really got to be myself at my grandparents' house, you know. And like at my house, it was like, it's mostly quiet, you know. The TV was the only thing that was supposed to talk, you know, almost. And that's kind of interesting. And I think that, you know, I wish I could have like almost lived with my grandparents, but I think it was good for me at that age to almost determine the difference. I feel like I learned something from that. Even if I didn't, you know, learn it consciously at the time, I feel like I've learned something from that, you know? What is this guy doing? This guy's just slacking off. I think he's upset that his Captain Cucumber lost its attack. And doesn't get him some legendary cards. He's just gonna pass turn 4. No way. Really? Okay, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, just keep going. He could heal here. I don't know. I don't think it's worth playing the sneezing zombie when we have, you know, if he tries to grow this, you know, fertilizer, boom, that's a 2-for-1. Grow shroom, we got a great answer to. But yeah, you know, my grandparents really fueled my creative side, I think. And that's what led me today. I'm actually writing a book, which might seem really weird or braggy to write about. I've actually been working on a fiction story, right? So it's supposed to be like a novel, and I've been working on it for about like 8 months now. You know, it's been like on and off. I know for the first 3 months, I convinced myself, I made myself write every day for 3 months, right? And you have to trick yourself almost, right? You just gotta tell yourself that you just have to write 1 page. That's all you have to tell yourself, right? Like, just say, this is gonna be horrible, right? Just say, what you're gonna write is gonna be horrible, it's not gonna make that much sense, and it's not gonna be the best, but all you have to do is write 1 page, right? And I tell you, dude, some days where I felt like I had no creative juices, I was like, just depressed, I felt horrible. I have all the answers to this guy, by the way. I felt really, really bad, and I was like, I gotta write a page, you know, it does not matter how I feel, I'm gonna write a page, and I did it, and it was almost after that page, I got like this momentum, right, and I did 2, I did 3, some days I did like 5 pages, some days I did like 3, or maybe just 1, you know, there was days I was like, I did 1, and I was like, I'm done, and that was good, you know, so you have to kind of, why did he just get rid of the ghost? He could have gotten rid of the one in lane 1, I have no idea what this man is doing. I'm just gonna pass here. All the stuff we have is controlling stuff, so I'm cool. I'm kosher. Yeah, so that's how I made this book, this kind of storyline that I did in the time that I did. So this is gonna give everything -1, -1. So let's do that here. It's gonna take out that guy. And now he can't be healed. Ooh, this should have gone in lane 4, I think, actually. Yeah. So that's, you know, that's how you stay motivated, right? Like I've been watching this guy Jordan Peterson, and he's like this. He used to teach at Harvard. He's like this psychologist. He's a teacher though. He teaches like psychoanalysts and stuff like that. So like how the brain works, and more than just how the brain works, like how we function, and 10% battery, and interrupts in there. How I don't know, just how stuff like that is, if that makes sense. Yeah, and he said, I totally lost my train of thought there. Yeah, he said that you need to schedule things. If you really want to get something done, if something is really important to you, then schedule it. And he worked on this one book called Maps of Meaning, which I have not read. I wish I could. Maybe I might try to look at the library for that. I've been thinking about that. But he said he worked on Maps of Meaning 3 hours a day, every day, right? And if you did it that long, if you worked on something that long, you know you're going to get something that's worth that. But it was all because of the schedule. You know, you wake up at the same time of the day, you go to sleep at the same time of the day, and then you make sure that you cut out a chunk of your time devoted to something that you want. And that's what I kind of did. I just got into the habit of doing that 1 page a day. And you know, my story is kind of about it's about like the setting is this school that's slowly turning into this dungeon, and there's these 3 kids that are trying to get through it, and there's like this big boss at the end, and stuff like that. You know, it's kind of hard to explain, and that kind of kind of interesting because, you know, I've written like 220 pages from it, and it's like, it's kind of hard to explain in one paragraph. But, you know, I'm just keep going back, I keep improving my words, I keep, you know, I just keep going. And, I know that it's gonna be a lot of work, and I know that I gotta keep going. We got another sneezing zombie. Yes. Heck yes. That's amazing, because he could have a taco in his hand right now. Could he even play taco? I wonder if he can play taco just for the card. I don't think he can. If in his hand he has 2 tacos, then we just win the game, right? That'd be legit. But yeah, that's how I wrote my book. I really want to get it published before I turn 18, but I think that means that my mom will have to fill out the paperwork and stuff like that, and my mom isn't really, you know, motivated to help me do that. I get screamed at a lot that I'm gonna be kicked out of the house the second I turn 18, so I kind of feel like I need to push myself as much as I can before then to try to make some kind of living. I don't know. But yeah, I think this guy's cheese quitting. Yeah, that's it. He's gonna concede. Good game, Chompzilla. You know, we had the sneezing zombie. I think this guy was a healing deck. I don't know. But yeah, here we go with Spido with the third game. I don't know. We'll just keep playing, keep talking, keep being cool. Let's get some early game here. So yeah, that's kind of why I've been writing a book, and it's been such a journey. I feel like I've learned a lot about writing and about myself, and I feel like there's a lot of truth behind what I'm writing. You know, it's not necessarily like a kid's book. It's not like anything I've really read or anything like that, and it's I don't know, it feels good to create something that wasn't there before, you know? And I really think like kids should try to learn that, you know? Even with like creating a YouTube channel, I know there's a lot of people in the community that are 10 or 12 or 14 and they're starting YouTube channels. Like, I think that's amazing. You show yourself discipline, you know, if you keep to a schedule, like you tell yourself to record every 2 days and you just keep with it, you know, you can make some amazing stuff. And even if it's not good if it's not that good now, it's just gonna keep improving, you know, as you keep going. So you just gotta keep going. That's kind of the beauty of it, I think. And that's what my book is, you know. Like, I'm going back and editing it, and it's like so much of what I said is just complete nonsense. I feel like I'm almost repeating myself to the point where it's like boring as all heck. And it's like, and word choice is really important too, you know. I feel like I'm repeating some words too, so, you know, going back and getting rid of stuff that needs to be getting rid of, and adding like real descriptions of what I think things would be, and things like that is super important. And I'm really learning from it, I think. So let's just take this out, I guess. Well, this could just charge our block meter. Why not? Kind of thing. Oh, we can do this. It's a good play. Now, whatever he plays, wherever he plays it, we can alien ooze it. It's so cool. I think that was a lot better play than actually taking that out with Plumber. So yeah, if you really want to accomplish something, like, just try to go for it, you know? And even if you don't want to accomplish something, like you should at least try something, you know? Try something new, try something out of what you're used to and stuff like that, because you might be really good at it. You might be really good at it, you know? I created this channel. Oh gosh, what was that? I created this channel. He's gonna transform everything. Okay. Sure. I created this channel after a long time of kind of thinking about it. Okay, this is team up, so we don't want to do that, because that gives him a thing. I think it's this. This is the play. Yeah. I created, you know, I saw Fry 'em Up, and I saw Nar Kelly a little bit, and I saw, you know, Tryhard. I saw all the guys that are streaming the game. I saw them streaming the game, and I didn't really think anything of it, right? I was like, oh, these guys are streaming, they're trying to make a living off it, and I didn't really think of, like, you know, maybe I can try that, you know, maybe I can try to do that. And, you know, and now I'm trying to do it. And, you know, maybe we won't get anywhere far, but at least I can say I tried. And I think that's a really important thing, right? Because you don't know what you do until you try. You can think you're the best artist in the world, right? But, I mean, until you start painting, you never, you know, you're not gonna know. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane how in our own heads we are. Just about creating things and about doing things. And it's like, you know, why not just do it? Just go out there and try to have some fun with it and see if it's any good, you know? And maybe it won't be good, but you might improve in it. And if you love it, if you love doing it, then what's the fault? There is no fault if you love doing it, you know? It's just fun from then on out, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's cool. Just like create something. Try to create something that wasn't there before. Is he gonna double berry blast? Dang, okay. You know, and even with, like, it can be digital, it can be physical, you know, it doesn't have to be, and it doesn't have to be something that needs to be perfect, and you need to almost kind of understand that it doesn't need to be perfect, you know, you don't need to be a perfectionist, you just kind of have to go, you know. So that's kind of my thoughts about creation and creativity and, you know, and how I'm writing a book and what I'm learning from it, stuff like that. I don't know, guys. I'm just a cool kid at home playing Plants vs. Zombies on their phone and recording it. And he got that, okay. We can take that out. Should we take that out? Yeah. We have 3 plumbers in our hand. Like, what the heck is going on? What the heck is going on, guys? Rat, that's good. Let's do something like this. So that's basically all I had to say about everything. So I guess we'll just kind of be quiet and go with the flow of the gameplay here. Hopefully we don't see something like walnut bowling. Wait, did we lose? No, it's 6 in each lane, right? So I'd go down to 3. Walnut bowling is 9 cost now, so walnut bowling and galactic cactus. No, that still doesn't win. Close to winning though. Then when the cactus dies, we die. Something like that. So yeah, that's what's going on. This guy's taking forever. I've been reading this guy Ray Bradbury. He wrote Fahrenheit 451. I've talked about him once or twice in some other videos. He's amazing. He has this style of writing. To where it's like he uses just the simplest words, but he still conveys big ideas, and he still makes really extraordinary and prolific claims and stuff like that. And he's really a motivation for me, I think. Let's pass here. Alien Ooze does wonders. -6/-6 anywhere he plays. Pass. Okay. Do we go for this? Let's do it. Don't hit my guy. Yes. That's good. Yeah. There's another plumber. Okay. So I have no more plumbers in my deck. Something about card games is like counting cards. A lot of people count cards. So, like right now, I should know that I have no more plumbers, right? So if I use all these, and I'm like, 3 turns later, I'm like, oh, I need a plumber. Oh, I need a plumber. You know, that's not not very good, because you should be counting how many plumbers you've already used in your deck and how many you have yet to go. All we need to do here is proc the block, and then we win. There's that. Let's do this and this. We should have him here. We're just gonna Alien Ooze the thing he plays in one of these lanes, unless he can team up in both of them. I think we got him. Do 3 damage. Okay, that's a good play. And that's it. Let's wait, because Spido can't heal, so if we procced his block and he got like Meteor or Super, I don't know if he's used those yet. I think he've used Super. Yeah, so we can just do this. I believe we've won. And we even got Sneezing Zombie, so if somehow this guy got something that made him heal, how would he even do that? Yeah, that. He's playing, what is that? Photosynthesizer? Yeah, photosynthesizer. If he got, like, ketchup mechanic or something like that. Alright, we got him. Yep. You can play anything you want, dude. Good game. Right? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. All plans get +1/+1. Nice. So good game, Spido. You know, we got pretty close. You know, if I didn't have these, I didn't draw all these stinking plumbers and stuff, like, I might have been a little bit messed up. But we got him, and the sneezing zombie should lead us to victory. I don't know how many games we've played, but it's like 26 minutes, and I don't really have anything else to talk about. So this is gonna be the end of the video. Winning with sneezing zombie. Get him, man. Achoo, look at that booger. Boogers for the win, dude. Maybe I'll make a thumbnail like that. We'll just have sneezing zombie, and then like this picture of like a giant bacteria in the background, and then it'll be like sneezing is OP or something like that. That's pretty good. Pretty good title, right? So that might have just been 2 games. It might have been 3 if we lost the first one. I'm not sure. This was today's deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. What kind of uses have you found with sneezing zombie? I think Fry 'em Up used it in a brain freeze deck, I believe, and he tried to use it with like mixed up Gravedigger? No? Or the graveyard environment. That's kind of interesting because then you get the -1/-1 during the trick phase, but it also gets rid of the anti-healing aspect that the card has. So it's kind of a give and take there. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think about the nonsense that I talked about for 27 minutes. You know, stay creative, stay questioning, and stay writing and doing math and reading and stuff like that. It's really important, and I feel like nowadays we're almost declined or inclined not to think or declined to think, just because of, I don't know, social media and, you know, and I mean, I think gaming is one of the exceptions. I feel like this is, you know, this is a strategy game, so you really want to use your brain to try to figure out the best deck and stuff like that. There are definitely people who play these kinds of games and just kind of throw things together, maybe just even use the strategy decks and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like with most media nowadays, like, we don't provide anything to it, right? Like, you scroll down Twitter and what are you adding? You know, what are you straining to figure out? What are you trying to figure out while you're scrolling down? You're not trying to figure out anything. You're scrolling down and you see these people and they type something. You're like, oh, that's an interesting thought, and then you favorite it or you retweet it if you want other people to see that that's your thought too. You know, thought stealing almost. I don't know. And then you see, you know, fancy people with, you know, beautiful girls with their hair up, and they're like, oh dang, you know, fancy people. And and I feel like books aren't like that, because if you don't understand a sentence, like, you have to go back in order to make sense of the text, really, right? And that's what thinking is. And you know, I don't know. I think if you use these social media sites, it's actually better. Like, if you just tweet and you don't read a lot of other people's tweets, I think that's better. You know, it's like people who on YouTube, they record YouTube videos rather than watching it. I think that's actually better for your brain. That might sound kind of weird because I'm trying to make a YouTube channel and I want people to watch and stuff like that, but I'm just, you know, I'm kind of being honest. You know, I feel like I'm a little bit addicted to YouTube, and I think it's not that good of a trait to have, you know. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. You know, with books, I just keep questioning things, and I keep questioning what turns around to what, and then I'll read like how the author created it and what he thinks of what he interprets, and then I'm just like in the back of my mind, I'm associating like what I thought of it with what he thought of it, and it's just like this clash of intellect, and it's so amazing. And it's like, I think books allow us to gain knowledge because, you know, to write these books, it takes hours and hours and hours. Like, let's take, like the guy who wrote, or he did like 3 hours a day for like 3 years, right? 3 hours a day for 3 years. That is a lot of time. That's over like 3,000 hours. So he spent 3,000 hours thinking and creating and researching and typing and going over this book, and then you can read the book in like 5 hours or 3 hours or 10 hours, right? So it's almost like books are this collective amount of time shrunken down. And it's not like media, you know? It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like social media. It's not like YouTube where people are editing and people are doing this. It's like, how can I make this 3 hours of someone's life the greatest in the sense of the bigger picture and sense of knowledge and stuff like that? I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts. It's just kind of what I've been thinking about for a while. Let me know what kind of decks you guys have been creating. Are control decks out the window? Are those gone? Are brainy decks, what am I talking about? Blob decks. Are blob decks are blob decks just way too fast for everyone? What kind of plant decks are going on, you know? What is the plant meta? I don't even think the plants have a meta. I think zombies are just cruising in the overpowered blob, and I mean, even Fossil Head is like the second top tier. That is going to do it for me for today's episode, guys. My voice is shocked. I actually recorded this video right after the last video that I published. But, you know, I have to edit everything together, and so that's going to take a while. But my voice is just done. I need to drink some water. I'm going to go to the library. I'm going to finish my book that I've been reading. And, yeah, so, you know, I like talking to you guys. You know, if you leave a comment, I'll respond. I'll try my best to respond. I think I can get all you guys. We are up to 60 subscribers. Like, that's a really good milestone. And you know, we're just gonna keep going up. I really hope that we can get to 100 subscribers. And guys, when we get to 100 subscribers, it's gonna be the party channel, okay? I'm gonna bake myself a cake. I'm gonna bake myself a pie. I'm going to have the cake deck in this game. I'm gonna put party time in a deck and make a party synergy deck. Okay, guys, we are going to do some amazing fun stuff when we get to 100 subscribers. So I hope you guys are along for the journey. That is going to do it for today's episode, guys. I have talked and talked and talked. I am flat out pooped. Let me know what kind of decks you want to see in the future. We are going through all of the heroes and you know, trying to make some new stuff, I guess. So that's going to do it for me, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Stay fancy, and peace.